안녕하세요. 누구나 경제적 자유를 이룰 수 있도록 내부자 정보를 가장 빠르게 알려드리는 이자입니다.
We created the T-Rex line of single stock ETFs for the active trader. So our flagship products was 2X Tesla, which is Tesla T, and then the inverse version, and 2X Nvidia, which is Nvdx. And we also have the inverse version of that. And then we went on to launch 2X Microsoft, 2X Google, and 2X Amazon. Our entire goal with that product is, one, we're the first ones to figure out how to do 2X. So I feel like that's kind of like a flagship, kind of meaningful thing. For about 20 months, other companies had products out there. They had varying levels of leverage. Maybe it was like 1.25, 1.5 or something like that. We're the first ones to really crack the code of how to get 2X, which is something we're quite pleased with. I think our innovation, I mean, to be, again, I think it's not, it shouldn't be discounted that we were the first ones to be 2X. That's something that, even though we were fourth to market from a company, we were the first to market with 2X. And now what we're seeing is actually the other companies kind of follow our script and figure out basically from our playbook of public filings how to do the same thing themselves. So we're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to come out with first to market products that we're super excited about. Yeah, so that's specifically product related. So this last year end, we did have some small distributions. So I think that depends for each product, for each market. There could be a cap gain that we distribute at the end. It's not something I would determine or use as a determinant to buy or sell the products. The key part about these products is that they're day trading vehicles. They shouldn't be seen as like a source of income. I think, it's not even just the lectures products. I think my public service announcement would be on leverage and inverse products in general. They need attention. Yeah, I don't think whether you're going long or going short, it's something, especially with leverage, you want to make sure that you are monitoring those strategies. You want to make sure you have an exit plan, whether it reaches your upside goal or downside, worst case scenario. You want to make sure you have an exit plan, and it's not something you want to consider a buy and hold investment. If we're saying best case scenario, I think there's a fun saying in leverage and inverse investing is that the trend is your friend. So sometimes if you catch a tailwind and you're right, if you go long and the stock goes up each and every day, then it's the most, it's a really great feeling when you see your portfolio go up, and you'll be up over time. If the stock goes up each day, you'll be up more than 2X the overall return for that time period. However, I do encourage you to look at these things every day. Don't assume something's going to go up. But yeah, if the market goes up every day, then it's going to be fantastic for your long product. Worst case scenario would be if we're talking about something that's 2X long, let's say you are 2X inverse and the stock goes up more than 50%, then obviously the ETF would get wiped out. You wouldn't lose more than you invested, but it's the absolute worst case scenario, or also just if the stock's going the other way on you. Whether you're in a long product and the products and the underlying stock is going down, or vice versa. The worst case scenario is obviously losing all of your money because the stock moved 50%. But the other worst case scenario is probably the stock keeps going against you and you keep chasing it, and the losses get magnified. But again, levered and inverse investing requires a lot of attention, a lot of focus, with a trading strategy around it of exits and accumulation. I mean, obtaining leverage isn't free, right? In the United States, it could cost upwards of 10% to add that layer of leverage. We're able to do it at an institutional level. So there is a swap financing fee. There is a swap fee on top of that because these are swap based. So if you give me $100, I am then taking that $100 and I can't buy $200 of stock with it, right? I'm using that $100 and I'm using it as margin to obtain a swap to get $200 of exposure for the stock. So with that, we are paying some swap fees and financing fees. It is significantly less than if an individual is doing it themselves, which is why these are so attractive. I mean, each stock has its own volatility. Each swap provider has sensitivities to two different kinds of stocks, but that's probably a fair gauge. And if you spread that out over an entire year, it's actually relatively insignificant. All of information related to our products and offerings that are available in Korea are available on KB Securities and EZAR.
아래 설명란 링크에 이자 앱을 다운로드 받으실 수 있습니다.